Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the video today. Hope you guys are well. Actually, I hope you guys have been doing well. So it's been a few weeks since I've done a little video on this channel. I thought I'd reach out and make something for you guys. This is a recording of my screen yesterday, so we'll be watching this while I talk in the video. This is a CQG data feed on NASDAQ futures. As you can see, it moves like a Ferrari with triple turbo, quadruple. So I hope you guys are doing well. So don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoy this type of content. I wanted to talk to you about something interesting today, which is how to reset, or how I have been practicing to reset after a trade. This varies depending on your trading style, depending on your trading frequency, especially. So if you take a lot of trades in the day, you're gonna have to do this more. Whereas if you're more of a swing trader, you might not have to do this as much. However, if you're swing trading, you might have trouble sleeping. Just kidding. The sun is currently reflecting onto my rib cage, so that might be good luck. All right, cool. So let's talk about resetting after a trade. So, I read this book right here. This is a good book, The Hour Between Dog and Wolf. And in this book in particular, the author talks a lot about the mind-body connection. And basically, I gained a great awareness as to how important the body actually is in our everyday functioning of mental tasks, that is. So some of you might be under the impression that trading is a mental task and it requires you to be mentally fit and focused. And yes, that is absolutely true. However, your body is way more involved than you think. So that's the big first point right there. It's as soon as you gain awareness of your body, how your body is feeling when you are looking at the markets, or when you are in a trade, or when you are thinking about putting on a trade, or after a trade, you've essentially now leveled up when you've become aware of your body. Anything involving the risk activity that you're doing, your body is essentially going to have some sort of reaction. So your body also changes based on how long you've been staring at the screen for. All right, so we'll talk about this more as the video goes on. This info has pretty much changed the way I trade, in the sense that I'm way more aware of my overall state when I come to trade the markets. And that's why I decided that I would share it with you in today's video. Everything I'm saying here is from my own perspective. It might not apply to you. I'm a day trader. I only trade on NASDAQ futures, which is a very volatile market. So this stuff applies to me a lot. Just the idea of resetting yourself mentally and physically after an experience is an important thing, and I think it applies to no matter what market you trade. I just had to give you a bit of context about my situation so you understand where I'm coming from. So when you're looking at your screen for a long period of time and you're focusing, some people call it the zone, but basically it's when you're in a extremely focused state and you're processing the information objectively, and you're able to kind of paint yourself a picture as this information is coming to you in real time. What happens when you're in this state of just absorbing the information is you're using mental power. Mind and body are directly connected. Therefore, you're using your entire being to sit there and process this information. So you will feel, after long periods of time of watching a screen, you will feel it when you start to become exhausted. You need to be humble enough to say, all right, now I'm kind of tired. I'm going to take a 3-minute to 6-minute break away from the screen. Walk around, go outside, take a glass of water, stretch your muscles. That's an important one. And then get back to it. All the things I just mentioned are important aspects when it comes to resetting yourself after a session or after a trade. So let's directly talk about the body real quick. So you will notice when your heart rate increases. I've noticed it when I'm scouting a certain trade, or maybe potentially during a trade. You notice that your heart rate changes. That is normal because your body is receiving a signal that something is uncertain. Your body is preparing itself for that uncertainty. In a way, that could be considered a primal instinct. Normally, when your body is primed for something like that, it's normally expecting something like an attack from an animal or something. But unfortunately, you're not going to be getting attacked from an animal when you're looking at NASDAQ. The only thing getting attacked will be your account value. So your heart rate, again, very important to stay conscious of it. And of course, your breathing will affect your heart rate. Taking deep breaths, this is a common thing if you've ever practiced meditation. Just the act of using deep breathing through the nose is a way of lowering that heart rate when it speeds up. It's actually considered healthy for a person to have a variable heart rate. If you have the ability to slow down your heart rate, that is a very important thing to be aware of. Taking those deep breaths will in fact help you. The next thing is stretching. when you sit in front of a screen for a long time and you're absorbing information about buyers and sellers, you are getting mentally exhausted and your body is also reacting. Normally what happens is your muscles tend to tighten up because there's blood being transferred through your body in order to help you maintain that focused state. So when you take those 3 to 5 minutes as a break, it's very important to get up and stretch your muscles because they're probably tense. So when you stretch the muscles, you're going to notice a release in your entire body. That's actually one of the most important steps when it comes to resetting yourself after a session or after a trade. So I'll say it again, your breathing, your heart rate, stretching your muscles, very important. All right, guys, so if you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like on the video. I appreciate you guys very much. The next thing we'll talk about is losing trades. Losing trades are inevitable. They will happen. One thing that has helped me with losing trades is that depending on the trade, again, it's going to depend on the style of the trade and the time frame of the trade. So if you take a trade and you get stopped out, there is still a possibility for that trade to work. For example, if you were looking for a bit of a larger rotation and you got stopped out on a first attempt, it doesn't mean that the trade is over. The mistake that a lot of people make is that when they get stopped out, they immediately want to trade again. That is a big mistake. You need to be able to assess that losing trade. You need to be able to answer these simple questions. What did the market do versus what I was expecting it to do? And again, those are questions you have to ask yourself as you're entering the trade as well, because let's say you have an order in the market, you're expecting something to happen when your order gets filled. If that doesn't happen, then you were wrong. Therefore, you can scratch the trade quickly. Now, again, that won't apply to every single trade, but when it comes to a losing trade in particular, you must absolutely spend time thinking about why the trade was a loser. If you're unable to find a reason as to why you got stopped out on that trade, then you should not take another trade because you're not assessing your mistakes, which is a very important thing to be doing if you're trading these markets every single day in a short time frame. So if you're able to assess why the trade was a loser and give a justifiable reasoning as to why, then you can permit yourself to trade again. Another thing is, back to the other example, let's say you're looking for a larger rotation and you get stopped out once. It doesn't mean that the trade is no longer valid. What I've found works sometimes is that you get stopped out, it's not a problem. Normally for those types of trades, you can have a tight enough stop loss that the small loss won't hurt you much. You can take a few minutes, stand up, stretch, go to the bathroom, drink some water, get some fresh air, and come back in a few minutes. And then if the trade is still valid, you might be in a position to try that again if the conditions are still ideal. The point of it is taking those extra few minutes away from the screen to stretch your body, regulate your breathing, breathe some fresh air. All of that is going to greatly help your ability to keep going throughout the session. All right, guys, I'm going to cut it there for today. I hope this video was helpful to you and I wish you guys a great one. Take care. Bye.